Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how I air layer my Hoyas sometimes. This also works for pothos or philodendrons. But when you do a propagation, if I was to propagate this, you would cut at each node and then you're going to lose, or at least in my experience, you lose this beautiful top cut because the new growth blasts because it's trying to put out roots. So when I want to keep that top cut, this is what I do to air layer it and save it. And then also you have a new rooted plant very quickly because it's taking all the energy from the main rooted plant. So a couple days ago, I noticed that this new leaf was emerging. And so I quickly popped this over because I didn't have time to do it in the moment. And I knew I'd come back to it later. So you can see that it has some really good aerial roots right here coming out, those little bumps, and that'll just make it root a lot faster. I feel like that happens with the bigger leaf Hoyas versus like those thinner veined Hoyas. So I do this with my smaller Hoyas as well, and I'll just use a cup with a smaller hole in it. But this one has a much larger hole. And then you just slide it down the vine. So like you would just take it and slide it down the vine here, which I already did because this little new leaf was coming out. And then you can see it's kind of floppy. So we're gonna secure it here so that it doesn't flop around. I'm just gonna hook it through this chain. Then I'm gonna come around if I can. Let's see, need to go up one more. This is just a zip tie. There, so now it's going to be nice and secure. It's not going to tip over. Okay, so now that we have that nice and secure, I'm just going to put some perlite in there. So we're going to go like this, put some perlite in, fill it all the way up to the top. That one already has algae in it from being used previously, so I'm reusing this perlite. That's okay, a little algae's fine. Okay, so now we have that there. And then we're just going to add some water. I like these little squirty bottles. If you don't have one, they're really great, especially for things like this. So I'm just gonna add that. And then just check back in, every day to make sure that doesn't dry out. And then in a couple weeks, we should have some roots. So I will give you an update in a couple weeks on how the roots are looking.